Yes, Kengar, you see? This is the Brian Moreno Show. The headlines and news edition. We're back with some creepy Halloween music. Ken, do you like? Do you like Kengar?
I don't even have my headphones on, but I know it's creepy.
Oh, you don't even hear the creepy. Oh, yeah, you can switch it around. Other side, yeah. Get yourself comfortable, Ken. Kengar in studio, in the potty, sitting in the squatty potty.
I'm in the pot seat, baby.
Worst name ever. We got the one and only Richard Sarvate to my right.
Hello.
Hazel in studio. And Dr. Abby.
Hello.
Thank you, Dr. Abby, in studio to do the news and headlines for us today. Tonight was the presidential debate.
The final one.
Yes. Did any of you watch the debate?
I did.
Did you? And what were your thoughts, Kengar?
Trump sounds a lot like a used car salesman still. Like, I would buy a car from him, but to get me through a pandemic, probably wouldn't trust him. And Biden honestly, it sounded like Grumpy Old Men Part 4. That's what it sounded like.
Well, see, I want to see the person that decides the president, like their vote based on the debate. I want to see the undecided voter going in to debate this debate. Trump's got my vote, but I really like Biden's demeanor. Like, what?
Is anyone undecided at this point?
You know what? Let's hear these guys out.
Yeah.
Let's see how where do they stand on the issues?
Ethel, where's my notebook? I'm going to take some copious notes on this debate, damn it.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I get why they have to debate, and I get the fact that these two people don't really represent me very well, and I am forced to choose. But
you're more of a Kanye guy?
Yeah, I'm way more of a Kanye.
Yeezy 2020?
100. Well, I don't think he's ready this year.
Okay.
He's got to do a little bit of personality
Get some
management.
Foreign policy experience first.
Yeah.
Maybe go on a tour in Japan.
Sure, totally. Right? Rub some of the right shoulders. First, I think Kanye had my vote a few months ago. But, I'm still deciding. I got to watch the debates tonight. So, I guess we go from there.
I mean, I would love to see Kim as the first lady.
Oh, yeah. A lot of photo shoots.
Oh, yeah. She'd make everybody wear Skims. I mean,
White House would have a tanning bed.
Yes.
Oh, my God. So hot.
Replace the bowling alley with that big-ass tanning bed.
I like the way you say Kim is the vice president. Or Kim in the White. I like the way you said that.
You want her as the vice president.
Or,
all right, that's different.
Or whatever.
House of Cards.
First lady,
Storyline.
yeah. Oh, my God. What if House of Cards was for really, they're just
I think
talking
we're
about
living
Kim
it
and
right now.
Kanye?
We're living it right now.
Why? Who do you think Trump has thrown off the subway?
Probably a couple of Playboy models.
Yeah. Kengar in studio, one of my favorite people in the world. I'm going to have you back and interview you.
Yeah.
But today is the news and headlines, Ken. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do this.
All right, this is going to be good.
Yeah.
All right, hold on.
The headlines.
Yep. Whoops, nope. There we go. Dr. Abby in studio, thank you for joining us. Dr. Abby, this is your first time in Studio 51. Thank you for joining us. Abby is a real doctor, so if you have any medical questions or
is this?
Need any creams, Ken?
Nut. What is this?
Yeah.
What is this? Should it
As
be
long
green?
as your insurance covers it, I will take
Yes, that was more to the point. Yeah.
It's only on my right nut, not my left. Is this gangrene?
All right, Dr. Abby. What is our first headline of the day? And I have curated these headlines, so I have seen them before. I will try to put them up, and these are all things that happened throughout the last week, okay? So I try to make them, as applicable as possible, but understand some of this news shit is crazy, and I couldn't, even if you made it up, you wouldn't believe it. All right, let's go, doctor.
Well, so staying on the topic of the debate, the first story we have is the Associated Press did an analysis of late night jokes and found that 97% of Stephen Colbert and Jimmy Fallon's jokes targeted President Trump compared with Joe Biden. And that's not even counting the ones aimed at his family.
Oof. Kengar, I would say, because I'm an ex-comedian now, you're much more of a comedian.
Yeah.
Yeah, since I'm retired.
Well, sometimes the material writes itself. So I'm not surprised that it's so skewed because Trump, every time he opens his mouth, is just creating another joke for you. And that it's not that you can't make fun of Joe Biden. I think you can. There's definitely things you can make fun of Joe Biden for, but Trump is it's low-hanging fruit. It's just too easy sometimes.
I think you're absolutely correct. I mean, but I also think bias has something to do with it. Like,
absolutely.
I don't know how right or wrong anyone is. Like, I'm not pointing any fingers.
Well, there's no late night talk show which leans right.
That's a good point.
Until right now. The Brian Moreno Show.
No, I lean center and independent. And when you say right, I believe what the right was is what Democrats used to be.
Oh, it's all the whole spectrum's changed.
Yeah, it's shifted so far.
Yeah.
I find I don't like to compartmentalize myself in anything.
Because even people in the Tea Party are like, these right-wing nuts are crazy. We thought we were crazy. And the same thing on the left, Even the left is getting a little too crazy as well,
And that's why I hate the two-party system, because it pins people against each other in a way that it's never going to get better.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, you need to be malleable and you need to adjust with the times. And I don't think anyone is just one thing or another anymore. Like, sometimes, depending on circumstance and situation, love, money, whatever jobs,
poetry, the stars, all of it.
As the Mercury and retro.
What time were you born? Tell me.
Depending.
He's a libertarian.
No, it's like you can change. You can change. You don't have to just be one thing or another, but how's it ever going to get better? I hate to point out a problem without a solution.
But I do think I love the idea of a third party. I just think it's going to always weaken one party. You know what I'm saying? I don't think unless you can truly have a third party that's going to stand for its own ideology. I think it's hard for them to be like, hey, this third party is weakening the Democrats, which is what has happened in past elections. You get this third party candidate, and all of a sudden now all the Democrat numbers are down. So it's like a pie in the sky. I would love to have a third party, but how do you have a third party that doesn't weaken one party, right? Because libertarians are basically former Democrats.
That's a really good point.
Well, I think part of that problem is the Electoral College, right? Because it's kind of this all or none thing where if you get a state, you get the whole state, right?
Yeah.
So it becomes this potluck thing where you have to reach a certain point. But if you open it up maybe to the popular vote.
Look, if I've said it once, I've said it 100 times. Wyoming shouldn't matter. All right.
Fuck Wyoming.
Fuck Wyoming.
Wait, isn't that where Joey Diaz was trying to tell Joe Rogan to open a comedy club?
Oh, God.
Ken won't say that when they're trying to book him. Find out something about PC Ken. I love Wyoming.
You're gonna edit this, right?
I love Wyoming.
I'll be at the Chuckle Hut in Cheyenne the 14th and 15th of November.
All right, Dr. Abby, coming in very strong with the first one. What you got?
All right, next we have something that's a little more off color for you fine gentlemen. Jeffrey Toobin, a CNN contributor and New Yorker writer, was caught masturbating during a Zoom work meeting and claimed that he thought his camera was off and that he was on mute, but people could clearly see him pleasuring himself.
All right, I'm pulling up. This is what Jeffrey Toobin looks like. You can
I've
see.
seen him
you
on
can
CNN.
Yeah, that's
and
definitely a masturbator. For sure. What a
he seems like
freak.
he knows what he's talking about.
I mean, both the camera was on and the mic was on. I mean,
Yeah.
if it was just one or the other, I could believe that this was a lie.
Wait, so the camera and mic were on?
Yeah. He was fully live.
So you think he's an exhibitionist in hiding?
I think he's an idiot because I've done some questionable things on Zoom calls, and I have been very sure to make sure that mute and video are off.
I once saw a woman breastfeeding her child, and I started masturbating immediately. So
On Zoom? Or,
yeah.
Or like just at the mall?
Yeah. We were in a park. There were children.
And when you saw her breastfeeding, did you keep your mic and camera on? Or did you put
You
up
were
a
there,
veil?
Richard. You were taping the whole thing.
Right. Oh, yeah, we were both
Right.
at the same camera.
Wow.
Here's my question: like, how badly do you need to masturbate that you can't just wait for an appropriate time? Now, what do you, Abby? I don't know if you read the article, but was it like before the call was kicked off? Like, was it like he was waiting for the host to let him in?
No, I
Or
think
was it like literally middle of the
meeting?
No, let's look to slide number 4. He's like, oh fuck yeah, slide 4.
He's like,
Oh god, they got a pie graph.
can you spotlight my my camera, please?
The graph just swooshed in from the right.
Maybe that's what happened. He was like groaning, and the camera spotlighted automatically.
Oh my god,
Right.
speaker
because
mode.
Karen is switching slides.
Oh,
like
Karen.
a slow
She gets a
fucking
lot of
Karen.
Dude, I'm so
And he's
sorry.
like, ugh, and it goes to Jeffrey.
I am so. If that happened to me, I literally would have jumped off of a building. They're like, oh, this guy's suspended for like, no.
I mean, I think he called back in afterwards. He,
What,
like,
he threw
left
away the Kleenex?
call and came back
After
and acted
completion.
Like he didn't know that anyone saw him.
After completion.
So he has no idea.
That detail was.
Oh my
sadly
god,
left
his
out.
coworkers saw his cum face. Oh my god.
I can't. Someone at CNN has to
can't
have
work
a
with someone.
video.
Oh.
Someone had to put their phone up and be
I would
like,
immediately hit record.
"Holy shit!"
Immediately.
Oh, you can record other people's. That's
Yes.
right.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Absolutely.
I try to zoom as little as possible because I feel dirty. I do. I
Because
feel
you're masturbating.
Because
the
all
whole
the
time?
because I'm masturbating.
As soon as I hit join, I get erect. I'm like, god damn, that's weird.
Yeah, just try some like normal speech while you're on these Zoom calls. You know, it doesn't have to always be. You know,
Look, we're all guys, except obviously for Dr. Abby. We've all participated in this.
I have
there's a time and
masturbated
place.
on the open road. All right.
While driving?
I was driving across country. It was like Kansas. It was.
Was
Listening to a
was there
book on.
sunset?
No, I was listening to. It was a sunset. I was listening to a book on CD.
Oh
Was
my
it a
god.
romance
You know, and I
novel?
didn't.
Are you
No, but
going?
I'm very time oriented.
Oh,
And
so
if I pulled over, I wouldn't
you're like Rain Man.
make it. I wouldn't make it
4 o'clock.
to my next stop when I deemed I should be there.
I could never do that because safety is very important to me. I would make sure my seatbelt is fastened. I'm on the side on the shoulder, stopped. You know,
But it was
No cars coming
Kansas.
by.
There's
Safety
like,
first.
safety first.
Oh my god. I'm learning so much.
well, it's you know, and
I've never done-
I did it. I tell you, I mean this from the bottom of my heart. And if I had the video, I'd pull it up. But I saw Kelsey Grammer on an interview on Entertainment Tonight. If I'm not, that's the only part I'm not sure about. But I was Kelsey Grammer.
Okay.
And he said he masturbated driving across country. So I'm like, well, if it's good enough for
Frasier.
Frasier.
Frasier can do it.
Or Sideshow Bob.
Wow.
In fact, that was what was playing on the radio while Brian masturbated. Just
Frasier.
Frasier's melodious voice. Welcome to Kansas,
Who
Brian.
wouldn't touch
Whip it
themselves?
out.
And then a tumbleweed comes across the road, dude, you're done.
That's a hot tumbleweed.
Well,
Yeah, Kansas smells like shit, dude. Like what? It's all
it wasn't
cows.
about the smell. It was a book on CD, and it was a sultry scene, and you know, and that's the thing. Maybe Jeffrey had another window going.
I'm more like Steve Carell from 40-Year-Old Virgin when that event takes. I'm like, candles are lit,
Lotion.
you know what I mean? I have like, I'm very clean, so like, there's like a
You
know.
seduce yourself.
Exactly.
basically.
I have some
That's
me
very
time.
nice.
I'm not
I-
just fucking.
I was in the open road. That's me time.
First of all, your hands should be at 10 and 2, not 10 and 6.
I once turned down Roadhead.
What? Wow,
I
you
did,
are
yeah.
that safe.
I'm
Safety first.
Yeah.
Wow.
We were in the carpool lane going fast. I mean, those two of us, and it's like
Obviously, there were 4 of us.
it was a minivan full of children.
You want to get there, don't you, kids?
Are we there yet?
You want to get there, don't you, kid?
Yeah,
Oh my god.
And as soon as so she actually did start going down on me, and I like started losing control of the car.
Yeah.
And I was like, listen, we can't be doing this. So I'm actually just very impressed with Brian's ability to maintain his composure, especially because there's a lot of up and down motion.
No,
Yeah.
Richard knows I maintain my composure pretty well.
Was it a stick
Were
shift
you,
or?
were you
No.
driving with your legs?
Yeah, that's a great question. That's not the most. I don't remember that.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure I was holding with my hand.
Okay.
Because there's too much in the legs.
Yeah.
You know, and if you get some
yeah.
involuntary muscle spasm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like
I would have just loved if it was a stick shift and you were switching in between your dick and the
Yeah.
shifter.
no, I wouldn't do that because my palm would be dirty, and I'm sure my hands were clean at
It
the
would get
time.
stuck in neutral or something.
Yes, I'm sure my hands were clean. Now that went better than expected. I have to say, Dr. Abby, let's move.
These are some home runs.
Yeah. So here's a story that involves things I know nothing about, which is cars. But
Okay.
a company named SSC has taken the crown as making the world's fastest car. They had a race against another car the Koenigsegg, and it went 316 miles an hour.
Three.
Which seems fast.
And Brian was driving
Brian
and
was driving and masturbating.
Right. Does it have cruise control?
Yeah.
So the world's fastest car is now 306, like regular
Fastest
car.
ground speed.
Wow.
316.11 miles an hour, and this was 3 days ago.
Does it have a 0 to 60 time?
Does it have a CD player? Like, I
Was
need a
there a
6-disc
romantic book on
changer.
tape?
Because all my stuff's still on CD. I'm old school.
Now, Ken, I have to. My question for you then: 316 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Would you get roadhead? Would you accept roadhead at 250?
At 250?
Yeah. What mile per hour is the maximum for you to get roadhead?
Oh God, that's such a great question.
It also depends on what the road is like.
Yeah, exactly. Because if it's like a lot of turns, like I got to pay attention.
Look at this. Look at the screen. A road like that.
Oh yeah, I'm fine with 360.
Yeah,
For sure.
you could go to 400.
You're taking roadhead.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like though in Kansas. Why am I?
I'm not judging you for the road that you chose. I'm judging you because you were in a car masturbating. Like, let's be clear
With a
about
CD
what
player.
this judgment is. You're listening to like Goo Goo Dolls. You're like, time to go. Like what?
At least if you had an iPod, I mean, it would be a little better.
No, this was the
Yeah, he
book.
just jerks off Iron Eagle style. Just has the iPod on his taped to his thigh. Louis Gossett Jr.'s like, you got this, kid. Like, what?
Yeah, dude. No.
Richard.
Eagles. Go ahead.
Richard, serious question.
Yes.
Richard Sarvate. We know you won't accept roadhead at 65 miles an hour.
Right.
What speed would you accept roadhead?
It would have to be like going slow in a parking lot.
So driver's ed.
Yeah,
You would get
basically,
roadhead
right.
at driver's ed. Got it.
Yeah. A safe, or like one of those residential areas where it's like drive slow, your kids might be
A school zone.
walking.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, this is worse and worse. So there's definitely going to be kids around. All right.
There are going to be kids around, but I'm driving slowly.
Preferably
10.
when school lets out, flashing signs.
Yeah, 2:30 on a Wednesday. I'll be going about 10 miles an hour.
I'll be in an ice cream truck.
As good as I expected. As good as I expected. Dr. Abby, what do you have for us next?
Well, this one I can speak to a little bit more than about cars, but
Okay.
apparently medical researchers in the Netherlands have discovered a new organ inside the human head.
Ooh.
And that sounds very interesting, but when you actually read about it, it's quite boring.
Mm.
Because they were looking at patients with prostate cancer with PET CTs, which is a way to image metabolically active tissue, and they found something
Obviously.
that lit up. Yeah, you know, positron emission tomography.
I'm
clearly.
Quite aware. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
we have Wikipedia.
I know this. Yeah.
And something lit up in the back of the nose that they were perplexed by and had never seen before.
Man, this dude had a booger up in his nose. Talk about he got a new organ.
If you look at this picture of the skull, that's what I feel like someone's MRI would look, or what would this be? Would this be an MRI?
This is a PET CT.
This would be a PET. This would be a 300-mile-an-hour blowjob PET CT.
oh my God.
Post.
Just took one to the back of the throat. 316 in an SSC.
That's what
Yeah.
it looks like.
That's for swallowing jizz at high speeds.
Yeah.
Wait, what does the organ do?
It's the salivary gland.
Oh.
Oh, so it's a
It's just-
it's
they
a
didn't-
never once discovered. It's a newly discovered salivary gland.
Yeah.
Oh, that is boring.
Right?
Hey, I don't think there's anything boring about saliva. I mean,
Oh, please continue.
okay.
Tell us all about the wonderful, exciting world of saliva.
No, I mean, haven't you ever eaten like a really dry sandwich and you're just like, oh, I wish I could just like bite this, you know? Or like hard crust. And you're like, yo, just hook it up with some more saliva. Right?
What an interesting place your brain must
I
be.
wish I wish there was an extra gland that I could
think there might
secrete
be an extra
a
gland in there.
saliva.
This
fluid
pizza is
onto.
3 days old, and I just wish I could, moisturize a little.
I think you might
Now-
also want to rethink your culinary choices.
Dr. Abby, is it in all humans or is it men, women? Was it or this particular guy that they
I
did
mean,
CAT scan?
it was in 700 patients in the Netherlands.
Oh wow. So maybe just Neanderthals have it. Or is that what you
Hold
call
up,
it?
hold up, hold up.
That's an inflammatory statement,
Is that what
but
is that what Netherlands people are?
the Dutch?
Oh, that is weird. Isn't that weird though?
Yeah, there was
Like
a
people from
Seinfeld
Germany are
conversation
Germans,
about
and then
this.
people from the Netherlands are just Dutch.
It's
Like,
also Holland is also
I
called.
don't like any of this guy.
Yeah.
Well, I think the Neanderthal kind of thing had been taken, so they couldn't be like we're Neanders,
Oh.
right? It's got a bad connotation.
So is there? It just produces saliva.
Yeah,
They
it's
thought there
just-
were 2 glands, but now there are 3, or what?
Well, there are many.
Many
There are
salivary glands.
like several large ones and thousands of small ones.
Dr. Abby, what does saliva do? Does it help with the breakdown of food?
Yes, it does. There's an enzyme called amylase
Ooh.
in your saliva.
I
That
dated a
helps
girl named
to
Amylase once.
initiate-
She was a stripper from New Orleans. Hey, Amylase! Get over here, girl.
And she
And
did a lot
she
with that
broke
extra
down your
saliva.
Yeah, she did.
carbohydrates as well.
She drooled a lot.
So there's an enzyme in our saliva that helps break down food.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It starts the process
Okay.
before it gets down to your belly.
Dutch people look very odd. To me, they're almost like a different species. So it's like the fact that they might have extra salivary glands doesn't come as a huge surprise to me.
I would be interested in a more broad analysis of multi-groups, more
Right.
demographics.
Right.
Judging by Richard's point.
Yeah.
I can't speak to the Dutch being
Have you ever seen?
aliens or something, but
Yeah.
They all like look like that. They tower. And they have
I
like
think they're
extra
just
ribs.
taller than you.
I think it's 'cause they're wood.
I am 5'8". They're all. I always have to look up.
monsters.
Because they're standing?
Some of them are 5'10", 5'11". Okay.
They're
I think
standing.
it's just the tall women that he finds.
It's because they wear them
intimidating.
wooden shoes, damn it.
All right. I think, that was the one I was the most concerned about that topic because I didn't know
I love
what
how
the fuck it meant.
I love how you're Yelp reviewing each of our topics.
Yeah,
Wasn't the strongest one, but we did okay.
Well, you understand because the first episode of News and Headlines, my news guy quit halfway through.
Oh my God.
Some tasks are too daunting, and and that's why to see it come together today.
I'm glad he quit. Dr. Abby's doing a great job.
guys.
Let's move on. What you got, Doctor?
Something a little bit more controversial.
Mm.
The transcript of a Ghislaine Maxwell's deposition from 2016 was released to the public recently.
Oh, okay.
Against
Jeffrey
much,
Epstein.
yes,
I got it.
Jeffrey Epstein's
Got it.
associate, and madam, as it were, fought pretty hard against getting this transcript released to the public. But, you know, if you actually look into it, she didn't really say very much. So I'm not sure why she fought so hard to keep it hidden. All she said was, he's not guilty. I didn't do anything. I hired a bunch of regular people doing a bunch of jobs. I had nothing to do with it.
So she's denying.
Flat out.
Now, did you watch this Epstein documentary?
I did, yeah.
Disgusting. I mean, who fucks girls from Florida, right? Oh my God, gross. Their feet are always dirty, right?
Oh my God, sand everywhere.
Sand. Thank you, Richard. You get it. They masturbate in their cars.
Now, I watched the documentary, and I didn't think it was anything I hadn't seen before. I expected something to be released. Like I heard her say something. So she's not ratting nobody out.
I mean, this transcript is from 4 years ago.
Yeah, that's right.
It's just
It's a 2016 deposition.
Of her deposition from 2016.
Yeah.
She's, I guess, on trial now and was fighting against getting this released. And it went up to the U.S. Court of Appeals. And her team was saying that it was embarrassment or something.
Wow.
Yeah, because like they're going to taint
like,
the jury pool.
The judge was like, you didn't say anything.
Right.
And this is supposed to be open to the public. So
freedom of information.
Sorry, too bad, you know?
Apparently the judge was a Puerto Rican woman.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You didn't say nothing, okay? Listen to me right now, okay? You didn't say nothing. Modelo.
I say that she's got to rat somebody out eventually. I say she's got to.
Who is there to rat out, though?
Exactly.
I don't know, man. I don't run
guy's
in those
dead,
circles.
Apparently.
I mean, I think a lot
Prince William.
Oh, you mean like
I
that
think you
little
mean
like?
Prince Andrew.
I think they got videos.
Andrew.
Yeah.
I think they got videos of these people, and if she has copies of that, I want all of it to come out, man. This is
So do I.
This is the age of accountability, and if Clinton was on that island, you know,
Maybe
I mean, we know he
Trump.
was, but like if there's videos of these guys, like there's a John F. Kennedy video that's out there, and no one's ever seen it, but
Of him having sex with Marilyn Monroe.
No, just having a threesome in Cuba or some shit. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Being the president is a very stressful job.
I
you know?
do agree with you. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You got to let off steam somehow.
Do you think it comes out, Ken? Like her? Do you think she rats anyone out though?
Well, I mean, I think that there are forces out there. I'm not a conspiracy theory guy. Let me just preempt this. I'm not. Like,
So you mean you believe everything you read? That's cool.
yeah. Look, if it's on the World Wide Web and the website ends in .info, I believe it.
I just want to be clear on what you're saying,
Well,
right?
I mean, I think it's pretty clear that a bunch of powerful people had stuff going on with Epstein, and that's why he was allowed to kill himself. Or
given everything I've seen in the last
die.
4 years, I mean, this stuff never comes out. You know what I mean? It's just like.
So you have no faith it comes nothing.
I just think that powerful people are powerful for a reason, and I think that it's just going to stay a secret or whatever. But
it just depends how big the circle gets, because that's the thing about information. And just like with the CIA, with the whole thing, like your exclusivity and access to whatever's in that circle is what makes you special. And the more people that come in that circle, it makes you less special. So that's why keeping information close to the chest is kind of rule number one.
Yeah, but that's why you also compartmentalize things so that no one knows what the full picture is.
And do you think anyone does? Do you think that the FBI director knows the full story? Do you think?
I think somebody does, and I think that for whatever reason there were powers that were out there that like Epstein should have gone to prison in like 2006. You know what I'm saying? Like he was clearly a pedophile, was clearly running a sex trafficking ring, but something powerful kept him out of prison, and I don't know what that thing is, whether it was Clinton or the
and
royal
that was
family
legitimate sex trafficking. When you come to like setting girls up, like poor girls up,
'cause he was
to
pimping 'em
positions
out.
where they could do nothing but say yes.
Again, girls from Florida, gross, right? But yeah,
Doesn't take a lot.
Taste in girls doesn't change the crime.
I mean, if they were from, the
LA
Midwest.
girl.
Yeah, in LA. Oh, yeah. Oh,
What do
please,
you
you can
think?
never
To
get an
prison.
LA girl on one of those planes.
Richard, does the
What kind of
information ever
plane
come
is
out?
it?
Is it vegan?
I don't think it. Well, I think Epstein had a lot of money, and I think he was friends with big politicians. So at this
Yeah.
point, no.
But do you think it comes out?
Well, I think Trump is also tied to it. So as
Maybe
long
if
as
he loses the election.
as long as he's president, I don't think anything's coming out.
Yeah.
We've seen.
Oh,
Epstein-
man, like it's.
That guy's
I
untouchable.
want to know, just like Ken, and there are so many people on the hunt, but it's like we can't even figure out why the Vegas guy did that shooting.
That boggles my mind.
Well, okay, talk about not being a conspiracy theorist. Explain to me that.
I don't know why we're not talking more about it. You know what I mean? They're like, yeah, it turns out he's fucking crazy. We're like, okay, but like, why did he snap? Well, I guess
Show me some video of him bringing
Yeah.
like machine guns with tracer rounds and shit up
Well,
there.
I believe he did all that. I believe.
Show me
like,
some video.
Yeah.
Just show me some video.
Yeah, I don't. I have a very controversial view on all that stuff. I think that, and I know this is a comedy show, but I think they should start releasing pictures of the bodies.
No,
and
this
all
is
the-
not. This is a serious fucking show.
But I think in order to have an actual conversation about gun laws and all that, and like they should start showing the bodies of these victims to make it a more realistic thing, because now they don't even like give you the shooter's name because they don't want to give him any credence. But I'm like, you know what? You start like when they put Emmett Till's body on like back in the 60s, like on the front page, and they actually televised his funeral, like it changed the civil rights movement. And if we're gonna have any conversation about changing our gun laws and our violence in our country, I think you need to start showing some of these images so that you can, because next thing you know, you got these conspiracy theorists like, it didn't happen.
No, Ken
literally
Gar.
my friend got shot. Like, you know.
No, you are such an insightful, wonderful human. I'm so happy you're here. No, that's a great point, and I think when you dehumanize things, that leads to some of the more outlandish conspiracy theory we have, because it takes away from the actual loss of human life.
Yeah.
And I want to know, if someone is going to premeditate mass murder, I want to see, because we've studied serial killers, we've studied we've studied all these people, and you can break down behavior, to a certain point. When things happen, why do we not have this?
Australia had one mass shoot, or their last mass shooting, and within a year they had banned all guns in Australia, like forever, right? And the same thing happened in New Zealand just a year or so ago, right? When all of those little kids died a bunch of years ago, 10 years ago in Connecticut, and I knew, and no gun law was passed after that. It's like nothing's ever going to change here in America. Like, not to sound jaded, but like when little kids are getting killed, and nothing changes, well, all right, there's nothing's going to change. So I say put it on television, start showing these victims for who they are, make it a human, make it a human event, and hopefully something will change one of these days.
I like that. I totally agree. Excellent point, Abby.
Well, I mean, I think that it's just so entrenched in our government with the lobbies and the NRA, and you just got to take away. I mean, you just got to fire everybody,
Oh, yeah, I
Get a whole
agree.
new set of people without ties to these lobbies.
Yeah.
And, force some change.
I think that's a whole different conversation, but I think you have to take money out of politics, and I think you have to put term limits in place.
Yeah, term limits are huge.
If you take money out of politics, like what they do in the UK, I believe, is it's tax, all their campaigns are funded by taxpayers. So every single candidate gets the same amount of money, and you have to show that basically how you can manage that money. And I think that's how they should do it in America, where all right, everyone gets $100 million. Once that $100 million's gone, you're done.
There's so many public interest groups and shit. It's never gonna happen, because we are run by corporate.
Yeah.
America is run by corporations. And the Pentagon. Those are the two entities that run the American government.
I saw this movie. It was like a really bad Brad Pitt movie where he's like a gangster. I forget what it was called, but he said at the end of the movie, he's like, hey, America's not a country, it's a company. He's like, until you start thinking of it as a company, he's like, you're never going to understand how America works. And I was just blown away by that line. But it's true. We're a company.
True.
It's all about I spent 13 years in corporate America. I get it.
Yeah, I mean,
You know
we're
what
the
I'm
only truly capitalist nation, I think. Like, we're founded on capitalism.
Yeah, I want to book you to interview. Richard and I will interview. I want to hear about how you got to be this version of Ken Gar.
You go.
I can't wait to hear
I'll
it.
blow your goddamn socks off, brother.
I used to own a lot of guns.
Begin, brother.
Dr. Abby, what you got?
All right, moving on. Apparently there is a artificial intelligence scientist in the UK who has made a prediction that they will adopt robot judges within the next 50 years to identify behavioral patterns. And apparently, I think the most fascinating thing I saw in this article was that there already are robot judges.
It's called my wife, huh?
She's not a fan of the show.
No,
Don't
she
worry.
will not be listening.
I'm trying to find where there was a country where.
Where
it's
have you
like-
been all night?
Oh, here in Hangzhou,
Okay.
in China. There's a mobile court with AI judges that have been dealing with online trade disputes, copyright cases, and e-commerce product liability claims since 2017. They've handled more than 3 million legal cases.
Yeah.
And that if you don't like the verdict, you can appeal to a human judge.
Oh.
But the,
So
the
funny.
technology is supposed to be using, heart rate variability, body language
To see if you're lying.
to see if you're lying.
Oh. And you can get a Snickers bar out of it, too. If you're hungry.
Yeah, so Judge Judy. Okay. Ken Gar.
Yeah.
If you have to go to the People's Court,
Yes.
right? It's the
In
heart
China.
No, it's the heart of the next pandemic.
Okay.
Right? Would you accept a robot judges? Or are you waiting for Judge Joe Brown?
No.
Well, who would probably be half cyborg by then?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Right,
Who's
exactly.
half cyborg
Yeah.
in the
Are you Sarah Connor? Like, what? I need your clothes, your boots, and the keys to your motorcycle.
I mean, I would definitely watch a reality TV show where
Oh
a
my God.
robot judge judges people. Just give it like a weird wig or something. Like one of those like old timey like rollers in their head or something.
They still wear those in England.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
great. Yeah.
court.
So modern day rollers.
Yeah.
I'm just like, you're guilty. No, fuck you.
Your pulse is high. Kill him. Like, what the fuck? That's so funny.
So, okay, like in America, we're based on precedent
Yeah.
and truth, right? That's a truth and fact, I guess, provable fact.
Well, I think that the bigger question is technology, right? So not to change the subject,
No,
but they're
no.
talking about robo-umps, right? So like the
Yeah.
technology now exists to know whether it's a strike or a ball in Major League Baseball. So like, why do we need umpires if the technology exists? Well, because there's like a human element to the game. And for me, if I'm standing like, and I'm in a court of law, like I want there to be some type of human element. Because here, I'll give you a personal story, right? Like I had to go to court for like a speeding ticket one time. And my rule, and if you guys get anything from this, is always wear a suit to court. So I walk in, I'm wearing a suit. And like literally people are walking up like, hey man, you a lawyer? Can you help me out? I'm like, no, I'm not. And I'm watching like all these guys. Now it's traffic court, and I'm watching all these people like, are you guilty or not
you
guilty?
got a blowjob doing
Right.
300 miles an hour.
I was driving 316 in Kansas. I drive Brian Moreno. He's jerking off like a fucking.
He's jerking off at
He's like-
65.
He's got like a kangaroo slapping his kid.
He's wearing a suit though. So,
was-
let's let him off.
So I'm wearing a suit, and now I'm watching everybody go before me, and they're like, it's traffic court. He's like, are you guilty or not guilty of speeding? Every single one's like, not guilty. I'm like, all right. And he's getting so mad at him. So I walk up, and he's like, I'm like, good morning, sir. He's like, are you guilty or not guilty? I go, I just want to apologize to the court. I am guilty of speeding and blah, blah, blah. And then he like literally stops court and goes, would everybody look at this guy? He's wearing a suit. He pled guilty. He goes, you know what? $20 fine. And I'm just like,
What?
yeah. I mean, he like let me off with like basically a warning.
Incredible.
I mean, because it was just like, know the audience, know your, like, so my answer to that question is like, I feel like I can sway or influence a human more than I can a robot. So I'm always going to want that human element,
I guess. I mean, every time I've ever been to court, I knew I had done something wrong. Like,
But there's always that chance that you can
get off a little
off
bit.
or, versus standing in front of the Terminator.
Well, thank you for that suit comment, because the time I got a speeding ticket, I went in with a leather jacket.
That's your problem.
And I got an $800 fine.
Exactly. That's exactly why.
Yeah.
Look at this punk kid standing at 5'8". Look at this kid.
Judge
Thinks
is looking
he's so
down on me
tall,
from
standing-
his tall ass chair.
I mean, as someone who's never been to court or pretty much done anything wrong.
Dr. Square over here.
Oh, wow.
I don't think anybody named Abby has ever been to court. Just a wholesome name.
Probably true. But as a goody two shoes, I would feel some of that stress response simply by being in court, even if I weren't
Right.
guilty.
Right.
And I think that could sway, things in a
If they're
problematic
measuring your
direction.
biometrics.
Well, yeah, this is
Yeah.
what I wanted to get to, because I've watched enough action movies to know that if you put a little tack in your foot and change your baseline heart rate, they can't judge the fluctuations as well, and you can beat some of those biometric
Right.
signals. Now, I wear a tack in my shoes all the time.
Right.
As
Brian,
is.
shoot
So
that
I
burrito.
would like a robot doctor, a robot
You just want
lawyer,
all the robots.
all robots, all the
you can
time.
Fool
Podcast is all
everyone.
robots, by the
Yeah,
way.
because I will trick every one of those motherfuckers. I got the smoke will be coming out.
I do agree. I agree with Bill Burr, though, that every one of these AI robots needs to have like a kill switch where we can just stomp on the foot very lightly and it turns them off. We need a way to shut these machines off.
I do believe that AI will get out of control
yeah.
if it passes the singularity.
It has to.
Yeah.
If you can self-actualize,
Yeah.
then your next goal is to live,
Yeah.
is to not die.
Exactly.
Right.
And anything that's smart will immediately process that in a faster time than I could explain it.
Absolutely.
Then you're fucked.
Yeah.
You're fucked.
I mean, I think we're fucked anyway.
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah, totally.
So it doesn't matter. Get
Yeah.
the robot judges.
Yeah,
will
go
get
ahead.
the
Doctor
cases
said it.
through. I mean, it will speed up getting through all the cases.
Now, have you
so.
ever given that prognosis? We're all fucked anyway.
To a patient.
Yeah.
I've wanted to.
Gertrude, I looked at your chart.
Yeah.
We're all
You
fucked.
are fucked.
No, we're all fucked.
Yeah, I mean, we all die
Take
eventually.
a deep breath, because it's the
right?
last one you're going to be able to take.
That's actually very comforting.
Yeah. I mean, I did win a Bedside Manner award for pretty much.
Obviously,
something
Bedside Manner.
similar.
Whoa, that's sick they have those kinds of awards.
Yeah.
Hey, you're good at
Was it
letting
in
people know.
college?
No, in fellowship.
Just making sure, because I won a few awards in high school that compare.
What?
Sure.
What
No, biggest
what kind of
brown
awards?
noser.
I could see that. I could see that for sure. 100%. I can see that.
Wait a second.
Yeah, biggest brown. And then something else, I believe, but it was, something not good. Abby, what do you got?
All right. Next up, we have Florida man,
Oh, this
Ken's
is
favorite.
good.
Yes.
Was
Yes.
accused of striking his girlfriend with a pumpkin and its innards in a domestic pumpkin attack.
And this is for Halloween.
Yeah,
Themed?
yeah. So I think these details were actually quite
Me-
juicy.
Butt just farted.
He was heavily intoxicated while engaged in a verbal argument with his girlfriend. And after refusing her request to leave the home, he allegedly threw a pumpkin and all insides of the pumpkin at the subject. When questioned by the police, he claimed that he only threw the pumpkin at the sliding doors and not at the victim. And the picture, the picture of him is really wonderful. He's holding a bottle of Tito's and Captain Morgan.
Yeah.
He's holding a bottle of Tito's.
And that's his MySpace profile picture, by the way.
He does. That's a very MySpacey type of photo.
But I'm telling you right now, if I got hit with pumpkin guts, I would shower for days. That stuff's so disgusting.
It's very sticky.
When you got to pull those guts out.
If you've ever done a
Oh,
carving,
yeah.
Very.
it's very sticky.
My mom used to
Sticky.
we'll bake the seeds. I'm like, it's disgusting.
But,
I
but
mean, as a
can you-
Jew, I've only done it once, but
You guys are really anti-pumpkin
I
seeds?
mean, we're just anti-fun.
It's very true.
When you're growing up.
Ken, do you feel bad for this woman though, being from Florida?
No, she's gross. For
Yeah,
sure.
she deserves it, right?
Well, first
asking
of all, I don't condone any type of domestic
Pumpkin violence
or any type of pumpkin violence whatsoever. But I'm honestly surprised when you started reading the story that there was not some type of carving knife situation involved, because obviously they were carving pumpkins.
Right.
And you got to throw a pumpkin pretty hard.
What do
to
you
get
mean?
the
What if they
innards
just had
out.
some pumpkins? I'm going to get a pumpkin and just put it on my porch out there.
You're not going to carve it?
No, I'm not a carve. I got clunky fingers. I don't carve as well as you would imagine. I look like a carver. I
You
get
do,
it.
you do.
With as much as I like
You look like
knives.
an artisan. Like an old school Italian artisan.
I understand that.
Yes.
But my fingers, that's just why I never got into iPhones, because they used to be so small and I couldn't text because my thumbs are clunky.
Yeah.
Same with pumpkin carving.
I'm just hearing excuses from you.
No, but I'm just going to put a regular pumpkin out there
Yeah.
and
A Samsung Galaxy.
and my Samsung, and no one will take either. No one.
Got a bigger screen for my clunky fingers. You act like you're an NFL football player and can palm a basketball.
No, I
Those
can't
are the
do
most
either, but I have still.
normal-sized hands I've ever seen in my life.
But they don't move like
You
they
kids with your cell phones and your pumpkins.
Okay. Okay, so my question is, Ken,
Yes.
traveling at 316 miles an hour
While getting a beach.
while getting a BJ.
Yeah.
If you say, what if you say something that the BJer doesn't like and they throw pumpkin at you in the car going 316?
Well, we're going to die.
That's
I
a lot
mean,
of activity going on in this car.
Yeah.
That's going. Very
Are you
fast.
from Florida in this scenario?
Well, first of all, I'm going to come instantly because I'm getting yelled at, which is just a huge turn on for me.
Yes.
You know? And then, I'm probably going to pull the car off the road because we're traveling so fast and we're going to die. But here's what's going to be funny. The fire department's going to show up, pumpkin guts everywhere. Just a huge
Okay, no,
carnal...
but this is a serious question, Ken.
Yeah.
How many pumpkins could you throw at your wife before she divorced you?
Not even one. I couldn't even raise a pumpkin.
Not even one of those tiny,
My wife.
one of those
Not
tiny
even a
like dollar
tiny-
store pumpkins.
No.
Not even. What about pumpkin seeds, dried and roasted?
I don't even know if I can look at her. I can't even give her side eye. She's
Oh,
tough.
wow.
She's a tough broad.
Do you need help, Ken?
Yeah, blink twice. You're like Britney Spears.
Yeah.
Blink twice.
Wear yellow
Does
next
this
to the
studio have a
interview.
pull-out couch?
Wear a crop top
Yeah.
tomorrow. If
She just
you
doesn't
need
put
re-
up with that shit. She doesn't. She's
No
Look
pumpkin.
at my wife.
How many pumpkins would you take before you divorced her?
Quite a few. She could.
Innards, pumpkin innards.
Oh no, one. Yeah.
One.
No, if I got hit with this, that stuff's disgusting.
It's thick.
Pumpkin innards are gross.
It's very
God,
thick.
yeah.
Yeah, and you got to scoop it with a spoon and.
And it smells.
Spoons.
And
Yeah.
it gives a bit of a chalkboardy vibe when you scrape it.
Oh, for
right?
sure.
Right? You get a
Yeah.
little bit of the. I do.
Yeah.
I enjoy the flavor of pumpkin. I have pumpkin paste. I'm gonna make
First
cookies
of all,
with.
how can you even get those giant hands inside of a pumpkin? Those giant man-sized hands of yours.
Very clunky.
It's the world's largest pumpkin Brian Moreno has.
Wow, this is excellent. My best show yet.
5 stars on Yelp.
Abby,
I
what
gave
do
it
you
5 pumpkins and a blowjob.
what do you got next?
Well, the next story is I don't know if it's a full story. It's a tweet that was in the lineup, but apparently the
Oh, yes.
owner of the Sacramento Bee, a newspaper, is trying to tie its journalists' pay to the number of clicks their stories get,
Oh,
which I
that's bad.
think sounds
That's real
really
bad.
awful.
That's terrible.
That's-
Clickbait. It's just gonna become clickbait.
Yeah. And I mean,
yeah.
I think if anybody's watched, The Social Dilemma, that
Yeah.
Netflix documentary, it's the more clicks you get, the more dubious your story is.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because people like sensational things.
Those
and not-
obituaries are going to be awesome.
Oh, yeah. The robot judges.
Man dies while driving 300 miles an hour and receiving blowjob.
Yeah.
Click, 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 click.
Yeah. Oh my God, I got to read this. Yeah.
Found with pumpkin innards all over him.
Yeah. Rapist quarterback scores 5 touchdowns.
During dogfight.
Yeah, during pedophile dogfight. What? They were puppies, goddammit! What?
What?
It's the Packers. It's the Packers versus the Bears. No.
I think this is like just. Okay, I don't know who's reading the SAC B.
First of all, have you ever been to Sacramento?
Yeah, for
There's not a lot of
information.
people reading up in that part.
You're fucked.
Yeah.
Okay, like if this is just like if it's already starting to trickle out the faucet, you're not stopping it. Seriously, more news are going to be like the writers who can literally write a story like Hunter S. Thompson and pepper in facts. We'll hire you.
It sets a terribly dangerous precedent. And I think somebody should step in and make sure that doesn't happen.
But who, like Jeffrey Bezos owns half the papers in America? Like, it's all Amazon is going to decide everything that we read, and their life is going to be filtered through an Amazon lens. And
Only if you let it, brother. But when we start this revolution.
well, no, I watch enough Alex Jones to stay.
Oh my
involved.
God!
I don't think that's
Oh my
the
God!
answer.
That guy is clickbait.
We need to be stocking up on guns.
You're goddamn right, Rich.
Yeah, protect ourselves from those Amazon drones.
Absolutely.
Now in Sacramento, there are
5G.
plenty stocked on guns. Yeah, they're playing like it's just a bad precedent, but it's like Fox News said it years ago.
Yeah.
You sensationalize and you put blonde and attractive and you do whatever. Like I can imagine that some of these reporter photos are going to be bigger than an actual article.
Oh,
Just
dude,
by the
Oh,
way,
yeah. I
you know,
mean,
just by the way it's going, you know,
It's
like
all headlines and pictures right now, anyway.
no, seriously, there's a lot of Instagram models who can't pose for protein anymore. They should start writing articles.
Yeah.
Dude, that bee is going to have to start looking a little more slutty if they want to get
The
viewers.
sack bee.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, show us your pollen, sweetheart. Hey.
Let me see some more stinger.
Ooh.
What kind of honey is that? What you got, Abby?
Let me show you my
All right.
pumpkin innards.
All right. Pope Francis
Ooh.
has been quoted in a recent documentary that came out that he thinks that there should be passage of civil union laws for same-sex couples, which goes against the Vatican's prior stance against same-sex coupling.
You know, the Catholic Church needs a win right now. You know what I'm saying? I think they've gotten some bad press in the last 20, 30 years.
Right, yeah.
And I think he's going for some low-hanging fruit here for a win in the headlines. But
Now, if I can elaborate a little bit, this documentary.
Are you Catholic? Were you raised Catholic?
I was, yes. I am not, yes. I was raised Catholic. I mean, I was not raised religious. Let me be clear.
I got it. Yeah. Yep.
I was raised to make up your own mind because my mother, being from Bogota, Colombia, like Jesus didn't save a lot of people from there. So it's like you do what makes you make your choices, but make good choices, and think the Catholic religion, yes, it needs some wins, but this documentary was filmed, I think it was 3-4 years ago, and these quotes have actually been removed a few times by the Vatican and whatnot, and yes, Pope Francis may believe this, but it seems from what I hear and see, because my sister lives in Italy and I hear rumors and stories and whatnot, that the Vatican is very divided on Pope Francis and his reach, his long arms of the law. Like there's been a lot of accounting things that he's tried to clear up. There's some of this kind of stuff. And I know it goes against the grain, but I think this circles back to the political issue that we need people who aren't afraid to rock the system.
We need a third party in the Catholic Church.
Yeah, we do. We need someone who's going to stand up and say something. And I'm not saying that and any religion is right or
But
wrong.
do you remember how cool Pope Francis was when he first? I mean, this guy came out swinging.
Oh, yeah.
He did.
You know, he's like,
Washing
gays can get
feet.
married,
He was
fuck,
washing feet,
He's
remember?
He's kissing leopard babies and shit, and
Leopard,
then all of a
leper.
sudden, like all of
Very
it
different.
like died down when like the whole pedophile thing came out and how complicit he was. And
Well, they were hiding a lot of the bishops,
Right,
archbishop
exactly.
stuff.
right.
So it's like, yeah, they need a win, and
Oh, I don't support them. I'm just saying, like from a PR perspective, it like all right, cool. I think I think, and this is just my personal opinion. I would love to see the opportunity for priests to be able to get married in the Catholic Church, and I think that would greatly change their culture and.
I think it would change the amount of people that applied for that job.
Absolutely,
too.
well, absolutely, and I think because there was nothing in the Bible that said that these basically these representatives of God shouldn't get married and just because Jesus was single. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. I think if you're going to represent a family in a church, then you should be able to get married, like so many Protestant churches allow.
I think that's a great point, and I hope, as you said earlier, very acutely, we are in the age of accountability, and I hope there is some change for that, because I believe religion plays a real big part in a lot of people's decision-making and lives and their ability to stay good people. So I'm not anti-religion in any way.
Right.
I'm just not religious. So
what kills me is the hypocrisy, which is like the Virgin Mary is very important in Catholic Church. I was raised Lutheran, which is like diet Catholic, right? So it's like the Virgin Mary, like half of their saints are women. I just read about Joan of Arc. She's a saint, a patron saint in France, right? But like they don't let women be priests. Like that seems to be ridiculous, because in one area they're raising women on such a high pedestal, but in another area they're like, well, you're just not good enough to be the shepherds of our church. Yeah, I don't know, it's very hypocritical. So
very interesting. What is your religious stance?
What are you?
Yeah, being Indian. No, being Indian. What are you? I've never asked.
Yeah, my background is Hindu.
Is Hindu,
Yeah.
and you're not religious though.
I'm not religious, but I know about it.
And so, what do you think about the Catholic religion and their stance on two dudes having butt sex?
In a car going 300 miles an hour
with pumpkin innards
down a road in Kansas. I love how we're tying this all together.
Oh my God! I mean, I don't have a whole lot of respect for the Catholic Church, so I think this is, giving them some good. This is some good progress in the right direction.
Yeah, it's a win, but it's also, like, to Brian's point, it's something he said 4 years ago, and they've retracted it a couple of times. So
yeah, so I don't know how serious the Catholic religion is on changing, because as we know, old white people change super slow. Super fucking. Those are the slowest changers of anyone I've ever seen.
Are you getting those Facebook ads? Like, were you finger banged by a priest in the 80s?
No, I don't get.
Oh my God!
But I don't get on Facebook those same pages. I don't like that.
Like, why am I getting these ads? Like, I just want some new Nikes. What the fuck?
You might be entitled to $25.
Yeah, exactly. After legal fees, after you get fucked by lawyers, since you got finger banged by a priest.
So funny.
Getting fucked by a lawyer is now legal in the Catholic world.
Yeah, exactly.
And we have made it to our final news story. I have to say, all of you, I don't want this to end, but all good things must. Dr. Abby, what do you got?
Well, I think this one really takes the cake. It kind of touches on all the themes that we've hit.
That seems very
maybe not
difficult
all
to
of
do.
them, but some of them. There's definitely masturbating. So the new Borat sequel comes out tomorrow on Amazon Prime, and they seem to have tricked Rudy Giuliani into a compromising position where he goes back to a hotel room with Borat's 15-year-old daughter and is seen with her trying to take his mic off, and he seems to be putting his hand down his pants. And he is claiming that this was some sort of elaborate setup. I think if you're duped by Borat in 2020, you gotta be really out of touch.
Yeah.
This isn't fresh. I remember Borat when I was in high school, and I'm not that young. So.
Oh my God.
That's hilarious.
I can pull up the picture of the hands in the pants. I think we've all seen it though. He says he was adjusting the microphone, right?
I mean, I think he says he realizes that it's a setup as he's moving to.
He called the cops on him.
Yeah, and he called the cops afterwards.
Yeah, I was gonna get to that.
Yeah.
I think, man, the studios are force feeding a lot of old stuff. Like look, Borat was super wonderful.
Oh, it was amazing.
At the Ali G show. Was really influential to me in how I saw sketch comedy, because it showed me that there was a fresh perspective that I had not seen before.
Yeah.
And that really
and a fearlessness.
Yes, and it challenged me.
Yeah.
I think even to this day. But when you recycle some of the old stuff, there's something that makes my hair rise a little bit, that makes me feel wrong.
I mean, I haven't seen the movie yet, but I think it's one thing to say. I understand what you're saying with the recycling thing. Like if Ron Burgundy, Anchorman 2, like, right, they recycled a lot of the jokes. But Borat, like, anything that Sacha Baron Cohen has done has been guerrilla type jokes, but I don't ever think it's been like stale or recycled. I mean, he literally is putting like these various people in these compromising situations, but every time I watch it, I'm like, oh man. And I think it speaks to like where we're at as a society. If to Abby's point, if you can get Rudy Giuliani in a room with a 15-year-old, in a hotel room with a 15-year-old girl in a compromising situation, like, shame on you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really see it as recycled so much as I see as like he's able to do it.
I just don't understand why he's using the same character, right? Like, if you're going to be...
I would like to know how the interview was set up. If he
new.
called the police on them, was he led there under false pretenses?
Now, so from what I understand of the story
she was posing as a reporter.
Posing as a reporter to talk about Trump's response to COVID-19. So he thought he was legitimately meeting with, and then all of a sudden she started. But what I read was she started flirting with him, and then was like, "Do you want to go back to the bedroom?" He's just like, "Yeah, I'll go."
She invited him,
and then
for a
he
drink.
sat on the bed, and then he was just like, "Oh shit, I got duped" or whatever. So, and again, I haven't seen the movie, I haven't seen the clips.
So it was a good setup.
Yeah. The guy's a prankster. I mean,
I know he's a prankster.
Well, how long was Punk down for? You know what I mean?
Well, years and years, but Punk never
Or
got.
Impractical Jokers. I'm like, you're gonna put your fucking nose on the guy again? All
Yeah,
right.
but they never got politicians the way Borat did. They never got.
I think it's great.
I'll watch it.
Yeah.
I will watch it. Okay.
So Giuliani didn't interact with Sacha Baron Cohen at all, just his daughter?
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, it's not his real daughter. It's an
That's-
actress
She
playing
was
Borat's
of age,
daughter.
the actress.
Okay, so then let me ask you, because I will rent it and buy it because I'm a consumer. How much would you pay to see Borat 2 on Amazon? $5.99, $7.99,
$5.99.
I'd go $20.
$19.99 to rent it.
Yeah, because me and my wife are gonna watch it.
So you're
As
Well,
we
then that's
$10.
$10 for you.
$10 a
Split
piece.
I
the
mean, I gotta
difference.
pay for it
Oh.
with her money.
Wait, so because
So I just got married 3 months ago. Can I just say, as a comedian who basically works on a cash basis, my wife, as a regular in a job, she's a normie. This is what we call you guys, by the way.
Oh, is
as
that what I
normies.
am?
She gets like direct deposit, which is what like a normal thing. But I keep forgetting about it. I'm like, where do we get all this money? Oh my god, we're so rich! And she's like, idiot. She's like,
Someone made a
My
huge mistake.
paycheck.
Because I never deposited this money. Like I'm literally like, I feel like a.
were you in a car going 316 earning money?
Let's buy some pumpkins. Let's buy pumpkins.
So okay, you'd pay $20 to see Borat.
Yeah.
I say I'd
guy's
right
a
now.
genius.
Right now, because there's not shit out, I would go up to $9.99.
You're right.
I'm not. No, I don't think I could do.
I just
20.
don't understand these delineations of like dollar amounts
I
that
know.
you do. It's like, what would make Borat $2 more worth watching, you know?
I think it's a reasonable threshold.
If
what you'd be willing
Brian
to
showing his
pay.
Colombian roots.
No.
I'll give you $6.
I would pay $100 to watch Bond right now.
Oh yeah.
I would pay $100.
I wish they would release that, dude.
I think they could make a
yeah.
fortune.
All of us have like home theater type setups. We can handle that shit.
Yeah,
God.
I would pay $100.
Yeah.
Watch Bond by myself.
Yes.
Nobody else is allowed.
Dun, 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 dun.
Wow. I would watch
He's
it
gonna
twice
be in the car masturbating.
in the car, going
In
316.
an Aston Martin.
Masturbate, just watching Bond on my phone.
Still pay $100.
No, I could just be
Literally
listening to the
on a
audio
CD.
on CD.
And it's literally the only Aston Martin in Kansas, I guarantee. I guarantee.
My fucking God, Kengar, do you have anything to say before we go? Like, you have
Join
been...
my MySpace, everybody.
No,
Is he really on
I'm going to. I've actually learned from a lot of people, and I'm going to make all my posts very. When I start, this will be the first one that it's everyone's social media will be on there, except for Doctor. Everyone's social media. You'll have the links. You'll have. I've learned from some of the best, and I see where my errors have been. And God damn it, Kengar, I am so happy to have you here. I hope you come back and you become a regular. And the Brian Moreno Show is one of those places where you can express yourself
We play
because
spooky music here.
well, it's Halloween, and maybe I was Halloween spectacular. Maybe you can be one of the judges. Yes, it should be quite an event. Dr. Abby, thank you for coming in. Richard Sarvate,
Thank you. So,
you're a man amongst boys as always. This has been the News and Headlines #2 episode of the Brian Moreno Show. Thank you all very much.